Okay, we're back.
All right, we're trying this again. Take 2.
Take 2.
Is the chat working?
It looks like it. Hey, you got to keep it in the screen so we can see, bro.
There we go.
I was trying to put it back to where it originally was.
You know, there's so much little shit that goes wrong
working.
with these things. Like, dude, there's so many little, like, ins and outs of doing this kind of a show. And Trenton saying, yeah, there we go.
Hey, can you make it so we can actually read the chat, dude? Make it larger.
That's what I was trying to do, and you said to keep it there.
Expand your mind,
I know, expand the box. There you go. See, now you can show some love. So because the chat's working, show some love on it, bro.
Love. Yay, heart. Oh, dude, ever since he got that leather jacket, he just thinks he's like Fabio or something. You know what I mean?
Fabio.
It requires us to log in.
You gotta sign in.
So log in.
All right.
You know what's up.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to or not, so I was just making sure.
That's not the email.
I thought it was. Oh, wait, yeah, never mind.
Anyways. Now that's
I was thinking of the name, and I was like, wait, is it Josh? And I was thinking of my old thing for my YouTube
It's all good.
Oh, man, I forgot my coffee cup. See? It's not one thing, it's another.
Yeah, no. We're running behind a day.
That's what we get for making a plan. You notice that? Like, whenever we don't make a plan, it just, like, seems to flow a lot better.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Flirtatiousness.
Oh.
Whoa. Got really loud.
This is the password, right?
What did? Yeah. No, capital letter.
Oh.
Dummy. Dumb. Oh, that was you.
Oh, it worked.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. A lot better.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, so now why are you playing it?
I was pausing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Duh.
It does that automatically for YouTube.
Oh.
Bam.
What's up? What's up? Frick it, frick it. Frick it, frick it.
Bricka, bricka.
Dum 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 dum. A proper sleep system that includes
just making sure it's working on my phone.
Sleep in, something to sleep on. This is very important. Oh, that was my.
Oh my god, this is. Alright. Well, Daddy got a giant comment.
Oh, this is for a way
That's for
different video.
my video that I did the other day.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, much love on that one, dude.
Like I said, it's a work in progress. I'm always working on that thing, but you know.
I think it's like I said outside before we started this. I think it'd be a good idea to go ahead and buy all the stuff and like what we think should go in a pack and then repack it and.
Yeah, we could do that.
Have people let us know that we're screwed up and we should miss this and we miss that and we should have this and we should have that.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's nice to talk to some, like, do stuff like that because then other people can put in their input. And, like,
yeah,
it's just constructive criticism. If somebody does something like that and then somebody suggests something and they get pissed off about it, that's not okay in my book.
Yeah.
But.
I agree. Hold on one second. I'm going to send another chat real quick.
Yeah.
I can't go in YouTube.
This is also going to be for us learning. There it goes. Hey, look at that. It pops up right relatively quick. Bam. Boom. Score.
All right.
Well, I guess now everyone knows who I am.
Yeah, everybody knows who you are.
I'm not trying to hide it. So.
Neither do I, really. I just try to keep the kids' identity out of it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
At least on this kind of a channel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because we're gonna try to work on this other channel in the near future about, you know, gaming and shit like that.
Yeah. Okay, so
Did it tell you how many people are here?
we got one person in here. That's me.
That's you.
That's me. I watched it on my phone.
That's funny.
Scroll up and see if it says how many people are in here.
Nobody gives a fuck about it. It's all right.
Maybe it's down. One watching now. It started streaming 4 minutes ago. Look at that. 166 subscribers, though, dude.
Did we get new ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From your video.
For my one video? Yesterday?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't even see that one that you put up yesterday.
I have no idea. Start a poll. Question and answer. Shark bait.
No, it's not even up here. So weird. On the whatever. Okay, so let's move into.
Do your thing, man.
No. You do your thing. You were the one who brought this one up. I didn't even know about the Iran stuff.
Oh yeah, apparently. I mean, according to the New York Post, Iran declared war on the United States.
Yes, it's weird.
I mean, I haven't read too much into it. I just know that there's been obviously a lot of attacks on commercial vessels and hell, even our military vessels, our Navy. There's some people suggesting that the only reason why we put so much Navy over there is because it's they're hoping that we get attacked so we can go to war. But then there's also other people that are looking at it like more logically. Well, not logically, that's the wrong word, but like more mellowed. And they're like, well, they're just there to help, the commercial vessels keep, and stuff like that. But
yeah. Well, this is the article that you were telling me about. Iran declares war on U.S. and Red Sea and beyond as Biden does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Iran is warring on the United States in the Red Sea and elsewhere. Will President do anything? There's been no open declaration of this war, but the Islamic Republic and its proxies, the self-dubbed axis of resistance, have been moving against U.S. assets and interests with deepening intensity. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Look at the attacks from Yemen's Houthis on commercial traffic in the Red Sea. These Nazi-inspired, they use the Nazi salute. Servants of the Tehran have launched at least 100 attacks against 14 different ships over the past month. The group claims it's striking the ships heading to Israel, but that's an obvious lie. Its most recent attacks targeted a container ship heading from Saudi Arabia to Pakistan. No, the attacks aim to close the Red Sea to commercial traffic. In other words, to shore up yet more fully Iran's accelerating campaign for regional hegemony. It's the case. That's the case with Hamas' October 7th atrocities, with Iran's nuclear build-out, with attacks on U.S. targets from jihadist militants in Syria. So this is an opinion piece, obviously. Does it even say opinion up here?
Opinion by yeah,
Post.
there we go.
So
I mean, I do know that there are a lot of our military bases in Iraq and Afghanistan and all those places over there that we're getting attacked, and literally President Biden does nothing.
Well, Biden's surrender in Afghanistan basically set the tone for his presidency, that he will not do anything.
Yeah.
And he will sacrifice American lives, American equipment, American money.
Yeah. Billions of dollars.
And our allies. Say what?
Billions of dollars of equipment.
Yeah. And our allies, he'll sacrifice all of our allies just on the premise that Donald Trump was this evil force in the world. That's the only thing you can really tie it back to is Trump had a plan to withdraw from Afghanistan. Yeah. Biden didn't like the fact that Trump left a plan in place and did whatever he wanted to.
And it cost lives.
And cost lives, cost money, cost equipment, cost allies, cost our respect and our dominance in the world. Biden's a pretty
idiot.
weak.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that one.
I don't think anybody can argue. Well, I'm sure there's somebody who can argue.
I don't think anyone really can argue with that one because
isn't he on vacation again too? Like he just got back from vacation, then he went back on vacation.
I think he spends more time on vacation.
Dude, I think I read somewhere that it's 70% of his presidency he's been on vacation. I think that's what they said, 70% or something like that.
Well, I know he's going back to Delaware a lot. That's probably for all of his injections and stuff. And probably blood of the babies.
Something, dude. Like Jesus
teasing,
Christ. I know you're teasing, but
that's just a conspiracy theory that's out there. That's freaking hilariously stupid.
There's a lot of evidence, though.
Yeah, that's argumentative.
Exactly. Like I said, we can argue about anything, but what are the polls?
So this one is from December 15th through the 20th. Biden's at 36, and Trump's at 40. So Trump's up 4. That's from JL Partners. St. Anselm College survey from the 18th to the 19th has Biden up 18, 48 to 30?
10.
I'm sorry, 10. I'm dumb.
I was like, oh, hell no. What?
Yeah, 49 to 39. McLaughlin Associates, whatnot. Trump. Biden up 3, and this one's on YouGov by Yahoo News reported it. So
He's not doing good.
No, I mean, and that's just, these are just pollings, so you'd actually have to go in and figure out where these polls were actually done.
Yeah.
So this is for all. So let's go Alabama. Let's look at 2024 Alabama. Trump's up quite a bit. What, 28? 28. Alabama, Biden's at 33%. Trump's at 57%. But let's go to the Colorado.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. Let's get back into Colorado.
So we were talking about this last when we did our last live stream on Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
And you were talking about Trump being back on the ballot in Colorado. And I was saying I didn't. So
I'd seen something,
right.
And I told you I hadn't gone through what I saw because I missed the article or something.
And I kept saying, no, he's still technically off, right?
Yeah.
Which is technically true. The court found that he should not be on there.
Yeah.
However, there's a stay in place because they're appealing it.
Exactly.
Right. So he is technically on the ballot.
Yeah, until whatever is determined by.
If the Supreme Court's even
if the Supreme Court, depending on their decision.
Do you think they're actually going to pick him up though?
There was something I read this morning actually about some Sean Wu, or I can't remember what the guy's name. Some attorney that's fighting this. He's telling the judges, "Hey man, you don't want to get involved in this. Leave it on this as the state's decision." I can't remember his name. It's Sean Wu. He's some attorney.
Okay.
And he's pretty much advising the Supreme Court judges to just stay out of it. That like the state's got this, but like if somebody appeals it, like and it goes to them, it's not like they can just no,
they can.
Can they?
Well, yeah. Don't you remember in 2020 when Texas sued Pennsylvania?
Oh, that's right. Okay, I take back my comment. So, that's right.
And if you guys don't know what that's actually about, so basically, back in 2020, Texas Attorney General Paxton, right?
Yep, Paxton.
Ken Paxton, I think's his name. I know it's Paxton. I can't remember his first name.
Kenneth.
He basically went to the Supreme Court and said, "Hey, you're the original jurisdiction court that we have to file this in." And what he alleged was that the election of 2020 was not done appropriately because he was suing Pennsylvania mainly. That was the number one on the list, but I think he ended up adding a few other states that, like, I think Arizona ended up into it and whatnot. Basically, what he said was because Pennsylvania violated the Constitution, their votes that they counted that were illegal because they violated the Constitution, and then even this courts inside Pennsylvania said, "Hey, you guys did this wrong. This was not how it was supposed to go."
Something about the certification, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, wait, no, that was Georgia. Sorry, that was Georgia.
So the Republicans in Pennsylvania worked with the Democrats, and they said, "Hey, we're going to change this to do
the laws.
Mail-in voting."
They did it like overnight.
Yeah. But the problem is part of Pennsylvania's rules on how to do that. They actually had to let the public vote to do that,
and they didn't.
And they did. So they skipped. Anyway, Pennsylvania ended up doing it that way, and so Texas said, "Hey, you guys violated the Constitution, your state Constitution, and the United States Constitution, because this wasn't because the United States Constitution says it's the legislative branch of the states that sets the election rules. It's not the secretaries of states, it's not the governors, it's not the election boards, it's not none of that stuff. It is the legislative part." And since they violated the legislative was the one that did it, but they violated their own state code by forcing mail-in votes or voting when it wasn't actually done.
They should have never been allowed to certify that.
Exactly. They shouldn't have been able to certify it, which would have given the presidency to Donald Trump.
Yep. And then there's all that stuff.
Well, hold on. There's more to this.
Oh.
So
I know there's a lot.
Texas actually sues Pennsylvania in this. And then I think it was 46. I might be wrong on that. Fact check me, guys. I believe it was 46 of the 50 states actually picked Texas or Pennsylvania and wrote amicus briefs and went and sent it to the Supreme Court. Amicus briefs are just saying, "Hey, we support this." So basically, we had a counting moment where these states were saying, "No, this is illegal," and these states are saying, "Nope, this is legal." It basically is one of those stages leading to civil war where we're in the counting stage right now.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're in the counting stage, and we entered the counting stage, I think, at that moment when people started saying Texas is right or Pennsylvania was right. Right. What ended up happening is the Supreme Court, other than two people in the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas was the big one. Shout out to him. He's my favorite justice, by the way. Very smart man.
He said, shout out, hashtag.
Anyway, Clarence Thomas, and I can't remember who the other justice was the only two justices on the Supreme Court that were willing to hear this. The rest of them said, no, we're not going to pick it up.
We're not fucking with it.
And that was Amy Coney Barrett, which...
She's a badass from what
she is a badass, other than the fact that she kind of showed her colors there. She was weak.
Ah.
Because they were the original court, and their sole purpose as the Supreme Court
is to uphold the Constitution.
Is to uphold the Constitution. Yeah. And this was like the prime thing in 2020 that they should have been looking at, because this would have answered everything. Granted, it wouldn't have answered everything because the Democrats would have been like, well, Trump appointed you guys, so
yeah, it's a biased opinion.
It's a biased opinion. You guys aren't real, but and then they would have tried stuffing or packing the court.
Well, then there was the Supreme Court judges that were having all those fucking protesters outside of their house and intimidated.
Kavanaugh.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah, what was that? What was that freaking crazy woman's name that went and accused them? It went and I'm afraid to fly, but then throw. Yeah, and then there was the other article that was given about the.
I don't remember. I know that happened, but I cannot remember that bitch's name. Because she lied about everything, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. She was lying about everything.
Might as well call her Stormy Daniels.
I don't think Stormy was lying, though.
No, I don't think she was lying either. He pounded that out.
Oh, I'm sure. And she was just upset because he didn't probably make her as famous as one. Yeah, pay her. I don't know. Well, she got paid in the end.
Yeah, I heard she's stripping again.
Is she?
Her attorney fucked her out of all that money or something.
Yeah, I heard the attorney fucked her out of that too. But,
hashtag Stormy.
That's fucking funny. Hilarious, man. But the Supreme Court can refuse to listen to things.
Yeah, I know. I think I was getting mixed up with something else. I tend to do that. Oh shit.
That's a mic.
That is a microphone.
Put it in your mouth. Put it in your mouth. All right, so I pulled up Colorado's. Which is interesting because Colorado does have Trump being potentially barred. But I don't even know why Colorado's worried about it. Look at this. This is November 26th, December 1 through 4, May 7 through 9, blah, blah, blah. Biden's up 9.
This was 4, this last
3,
year, right?
10, 7, 10. Colorado, Biden's up. There is no possibility that Trump or DeSantis or any of the Republicans ever going to win Colorado.
Go ahead.
But they want to get him off because think about it this way. So let's say that he's off in Colorado. We already know Colorado's not going to go for Trump. So we could actually go through. There's a website we could actually go through. We should actually do that one of these times. Okay. Go through and say, this is our prediction for 2024. What state's going to go what?
Yeah, we could do that like they do on Fox and shit.
Yeah. But let's say Trump's off. Trump never gets any of the votes. So all of a sudden you have probably 300,000, 400,000 out of Colorado, that maybe 1 million. I don't know. Something votes, right? Mm-hmm. That Trump theoretically could win the entire electoral college, get in the presidency, and they're just like, oh, look at his popular vote was so low, but that's because he's kicked off in California. Well, that's because he's kicked off in Colorado. It's because he's kicked off in Maine. None of these places that he was going to win. Yeah. But the people there didn't get to even vote for him, so the popular vote looks like super tiny.
Yeah, I think that they did that on purpose to start what's happening with Maine. And there's all those other states doing the same thing. That's exactly what it is. They started that to get him off the ballot for the election. But I just don't see
Democrats
people dealing with it.
I agree. I think the Democrats aren't stupid people, right? So they're sitting here and they're trying to figure out a way to subvert all of our elections.
Oh yeah, they're trying to figure out a way to rig everything.
So they're trying to subvert the election, and they're doing it in two ways. One is they're either going to win, which is what their ultimate outcome is, or two, if they don't win, they're going to make it so the narrative that they can spin to the entire world and their base is that it was rigged and cheated from them. Yeah. Look, at Donald Trump won, but he only got 50 million popular vote, and Biden got 72 million.
Fucking pulling a Hillary.
Because they don't like the Electoral College. I mean, so at one point I was actually against the Electoral College because I thought, and then I actually got involved and read the Federalist Papers, read the Constitution, and I got to understand why we have the Electoral College.
Well, you want to break that down for us?
Well, so the purpose of the Electoral College is to make sure that population density is not the determining factor for winning, right? So if you ever actually look at the map of what counties actually voted for in a presidential, voted for the Democrat versus a Republican, you'll see that there is very concentrated spots of blue, right? Like New York, L.A., New York City, L.A., Minneapolis, St. Paul, Chicago, Detroit, right? They're major urban populations vote heavily for Democrats.
Okay.
But then the rest of it is red. Like if you were to look at just let's see if we can pull it up.
See if you can pull it up.
So 20, we got time. 20.
We've got time on it. Let's go half on a sack. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I'm going to share this shit.
Bam. Right here, bud. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. See what I'm saying? Like, the Democrats got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. So this is basically, this map shows you that, right? You have like San Francisco, LA, San Diego, all these major cities, they go Democrat. But you go out into these other, right? So the Electoral College is meant to prevent the oppression of the others by a majority, right?
Yeah.
Right. So democracy in and of itself is okay. But the problem with democracy is this, that if you have 10 people and you're one of the 10 people and you have $100 and the other 9 have zero, the 9 can vote to take that $100 from you.
Yeah.
That's the problem with democracy.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
So now the Electoral College, take that same example and say the Electoral College be like, hey, you know what? We split those votes. 3 of you live in this thing, 3 live here, and you live here, right? Or you however you want to break it up.
Yeah.
There's a chance that you're going to actually be protected from the what is it? The oppression of the majority is what it's actually meant to design to do.
I get
Prevent the majority from oppressing the minority. And the thing about like
what they're trying to change.
What they were wanting to change is saying, oh no, it should go by popular vote because more people vote by this. The problem with that is, let's say that I understand the reasoning why you want to go there, because you want to give people a voice, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is if you're not tied into your community, should you really actually have a representative vote?
Yeah.
Right? So let's say you're a businessman in the middle of Iowa. Okay. And you own a factory, you own a farm, you're employing, hundreds of people, if not thousands of people. Should the person in New York City that owns nothing, that lives in an apartment paid for by the government, that is on food stamps, that is collecting welfare, should that person's vote counteract your vote? Which one's more beneficial to society? I'm not saying that person shouldn't have a voice. What I'm saying is the Electoral College makes it even. Where
it just evens the playing field. Yeah,
so that way the majority cannot oppress the minority because they rely on government assistance, right?
Fair.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it now. I also think we should actually change it to. It used to be back in the day that you could only vote if you were a landowner, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. I think we kind of talked about this before.
We did. We touched bases on it.
Back in the day, it was kind of screwed up because the only people that could own anything was white men, which was stupid.
But we've
progressed
beyond that,
since.
right? Yeah.
I don't think we need to go to the only people who can vote are people that own land, because that makes no sense, because you can rent and still be a productive member of society, right?
You
can own a online apparel store or something like that and rent an apartment in New York City, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to have land necessarily to be productive anymore.
No.
It used to be, because we were agriculturally based back then, that's how you've been productive. But it does almost seem like we should get to the point where if you are not a productive member of society, and I don't know how to quantify what a productive member of society is, I would say that we'd have to figure out if you are putting more assets into the government than taking assets out of the government, you qualify to vote.
I I think you a while back when you mentioned like everybody should serve our country in some way, like a public office or military. I think that was an excellent idea.
Well, that could be a facet of it too.
And if you don't
I'm not
do
sure.
it,
I don't have the answer. I just think it's a worthwhile conversation to have.
That's a really good conversation. I think, and you know what? If you don't want to do either one of those things, then you don't get to vote.
Yeah,
fair and square.
So I think the reason why I'm kind of sitting on this argument right now is because if, let's say, you're not a productive member of society, and let's just define it as you are taking more out of the system than putting into the system.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, California. But let's just say that's the defining factor. Why would we want to give power of to a person that is incentivized to strip others from actually manufacturing and improving quality of life?
Yeah.
Right. So like this kind of ties into the argument against capitalism.
Yeah.
Right. So capitalism is the best economic system we've had in history.
Okay.
Okay. And the reason why it's the best is it has done the best to lift as many people out of poverty than any other economic system.
Kind of drives them, I think.
Is it the best system ever? I'm sure that at some point
socialism
there's
isn't the
something
fucking
better.
way.
Well, socialism's the worst.
That's what I'm saying. That's not the way to do it.
Well, I mean, socialism is responsible for
Every
well, not every.
All right, fine. The vast majority of it.
Well, I was going to say that they're responsible for millions and millions of deaths, right? And the reasoning why is because there's no incentive to actually own up to anything and actually be
well, that's what's
invested
cool
in your
about
job.
capitalism. You know, it gives them that incentive to, all right, if I work really hard, I can succeed in
as long as you're producing something that people value.
Exactly.
Right? That's the thing. That's what most people don't realize today is you can work, but if you don't produce anything of value, you're not going to make it anywhere.
You're going to stick that 9 to 5 for life.
Right? So college used to be you develop skills that were valuable to someone so you could increase your earning potential, right?
Yeah.
Now colleges, I've said it before. If you have a degree, you really aren't doing anything for me.
I've said the same thing. I'm always trying to tell my kids, go to a trade school.
Yep.
Learn a skill.
I would rather have my kids go to a trade school at this point too. Like unless you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or some specialized thing where you're required to have a degree to specialize in that, you're much better off going to a trade school.
Got all these dummies getting liberal arts degrees.
Well, think about it like this, dude. You can go and become an electrician.
Yeah.
Right? Trade schools, very inexpensive. You go and apprentice underneath someone for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah, however long.
Develop the skill.
Mm-hmm. Then you start your own business.
Exactly. Doing it yourself. You don't have to rely on anyone. Now you set your own hours. And guess what? All of a sudden, hey, I'm going to get so busy that I need to employ someone else. Yeah. And I need to employ someone else. I need to employ someone else.
Capitalism incentivizes.
It does.
It really does. If you're willing to put in the work and the time and the effort, then yeah, man, you will succeed at doing it. And a lot of not everybody, but a lot of these other people that are coming into, our country, well, not the recent immigrants, I don't think, but that's what that's what was driving a lot of people to migrate here was the
opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now these people that are coming across the border have been lied to. Oh yeah, we got all this, ready to go. And it's like, dude, we don't have it.
No.
We don't have it right now. But that's why they limit how many people that can come into this country at a time. You know what I mean?
Well, no, they don't limit it anymore.
Well,
the Biden administration right now is going to sue Texas because Texas is going to start arresting and deporting.
Yeah.
Because the federal government's failing to do their job.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I mean,
it's getting crazy.
But you're 100% spot on. It used to be that the American dream was the opportunity for a better life. And now, through the incentives that the Democratic Party has put in place, it's no longer about the opportunity. It's about, you get a free cell phone. Oh, you're going to get this. Oh, you're going to get this.
We're going to take care of you.
Yeah. And it's like, what? No. The government is not meant to be there to take care of you.
What did I see?
If you think it is, you're the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, you're part of the fucking problem. I saw the other day that they passed in some of the sanctuary cities, they are now allowed to purchase firearms. They're allowed to get a driver's license with no documentation, no nothing.
Yep. Oh, did you hear about the Delta thing? Sorry, you just made me think of that.
What happened to Delta?
No, go ahead, finish it.
Okay,
then I'll go on.
What I'm saying is like, and I watched this content creator on TikTok, and she put it the best way that I could think of. She goes, I can't go get my driver's license because I don't have my social or whatever the fuck. She goes, I have to file to get that, but in order to do that, I have to do this, right? These people have no documentation, nothing whatsoever, and they're going, here, this is who you are. If they were a murderer or something over there, and they came in here and said, hey, this is who I am, and they're like, oh, okay, here you go. Guess what? Now they're legal, and they're giving them driver's license and stuff, and guess what? Well, you have to have a driver's license to vote, right?
Yep.
Or in certain places?
Yep.
So now guess what?
No.
It depends on the area.
Right? Because driver's license are racist. Did you know?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It depends on where.
Because according to the Democrats, black people are not smart enough to get a driver's license.
And I see certain things, and it's like, dude, they're doing it because of this, and like that's just the way my brain works now. But and now they can become police officers. They can join the military. Yep. You guys,
they're going
ham right now.
Yeah,
and it's really shitty for the people that were born here. That
Yeah, the people that are born in America are more second-class citizens now than the illegal immigrants, people that come into our country illegally.
Yep.
They have more of a right.
Careful now.
Yeah.
Your white privilege is showing. Oh, shit. Anyways, what were you going to say about Delta? What's going on with Delta?
White privilege is not showing by pointing out the truth.
You're not being discriminated on enough. There's your privilege.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, according to the left, that's white privilege.
I know. Everything's white privilege.
Well, I mean, so they'll probably, if we ever get big enough, they'll go back and they'll find that little clip I just said what Democrats do to black people, and they're going to equate it to me.
They'll chop up the video.
They'll chop it up and be like, he said, and I'm like, no, I did not say. I said, you guys treat them like that. I'm smart enough to know that everyone in the United States is capable of doing it.
Right. Oh, God.
Okay, so
Delta.
Okay. So a few weeks ago, it was Charlie Kirk's thing. What is Charlie Kirk? TPUSA?
Turning Point,
yeah. Turning Point USA. They did the thing down in the Phoenix, right?
Okay.
They did like a live broadcast for like a week or whatever. Not a live broadcast, but like a convention or whatever.
Yeah.
When it ended and people were flying out, I think it was there's a lot of independent journalists that go to these things. What's her name? It was a girl. It was a chick. Sinclair.
Okay.
Something Sinclair.
Okay.
Amanda Sinclair. No, that's
Patricia.
No. Ashley Sinclair. I guess was at the airport.
Okay. I'm interested.
What's his nugget? The guy that got kicked off his own undercover report. Fuck, man. Ooh. I don't know.
You're turning into me right now.
I know. I'm trying to think of his name. The guy that used to do all the undercover videotaping.
Shit.
What's his name, man?
Michael Keefe?
No.
Or something like that?
No.
And you're talking about Project Veritas, right?
Yeah, Project Veritas. That guy.
I thought it was Keefe.
No.
Something O'Keefe. No? Okay.
O'Keefe. James O'Keefe. There we go. Not O'Keefe. James O'Keefe. Yes, because he's got new business since Project Veritas kicked him off one night. So he started like OMG, O'Keefe Media Group. Oh my God.
Okay.
Anyway, he was doing this too, and I guess Ashley Sinclair and O'Keefe, they were like getting approached by like airport employees. And they were saying, hey, like these people are flying, they have no documentation. So like I guess the government, I'm not 100% sure on the thing. I haven't dived all the way into this.
Okay.
But I've heard the high level stuff. Basically, the illegal immigrants are going to like a housing unit, right?
Okay.
Where they then get like cell phones and
they get all
whatever,
this shit.
And then they get written a note and dropped off at the airport, and the note basically says there was photos. Go on X, you can find the photos.
Oh my God!
Where they're saying, "Hey, I don't speak English. Can you please send me to this location?
This is where I need to go."
Yeah. But there's no name. There is no birth date. There's no vaccination record. There's nothing. There's like no information on these people.
That I have not heard.
But hold on, here's an icing on the cake.
Oh shit!
People who paid for tickets were getting bumped from first class down, and people that were paying for coach were getting kicked off the flights to make room for these people.
Oh hell no! I'd be fucking pissed.
Hold on. There's the cherry. These people were not paying for it at all. Completely free.
Oh my God.
So there, I like I said, I haven't dived into all the investigation yet, but I know O'Keefe was looking at like figuring out where the limousine drivers were coming from. Oh yeah, they were coming in limos. I forgot to tell you that, didn't I?
Hell no.
Limos were picking them up and dropping them off at the airport. So he's got like the people's names of who was actually the drivers and trying to figure out who they were working for. Stuff like they're trying to track down the money trail.
Dude, that's insane. I have not heard any of that.
Yeah, you need to get on X and to start looking into some of this stuff, man. It's fucking interesting.
I'm hardly on X.
X is the best place to go to find independent journalism, I've found.
I know Tucker's got his new show on there, and it's pretty phenomenal.
Well, Elon's doing a really wonderful job of trying to keep that
Dude,
free
he's
and
catching
open.
so much heat right now.
Oh, I don't know why. The dude's doing amazing.
Elon, if you see this, dog, we appreciate you. Oh, man. Dude, I have not heard that. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah. Check it out, man.
That's insane.
It's nuts.
Anyways.
Yeah.
My mind is still literally blown right now. I did not know any of that.
Yep.
Last
Crazy,
I heard about that O'Keefe guy is that he started his own thing. That was it. I hadn't heard or seen any of his new stuff.
So I guess I've watched a couple of his like interviews and stuff that he's done since then.
Yeah.
Basically, what he wants to do is encourage independent journalism. So I guess he is putting on like classes to like, so let's say we were having an issue at the school board. Let's say your kids were in school, you have an issue at the school board. Rather than you saying, hey, can you come take a look at this? He's going to say, why don't I teach you how to go and ask these questions? And he'll send you like a camera and stuff so you can like videotape it and everything like that. I think you have to pay a certain amount.
Yeah.
Right?
But still, that's cool as shit.
But he's basic, and then once you get all that stuff, you can basically tell your own story, and then he'll help you push it out to the populace.
That is cool as shit.
He's basically trying to get an end run around the mainstream media that is, on a single narrative track.
Dude, I like that. That's a really good idea. Shout out to Mr. Keefe. I kept saying Keefe.
Yeah, Keefe.
That was the coffee that we had in prison. Keefe coffee. That's...
Okay.
All right.
So going back to these polls. So Colorado, that was interesting.
Whole point
Everything
is to
was
stay away
Biden.
from the
It was pointless to try to get Trump off because Colorado's going to go to Biden anyway.
Yeah.
But whatevs. It fits their purpose and their narrative that they want to do.
General election, Idaho,
Emerson College, 26 to 55 plus
Good
28. Luck. I mean, we already know Idaho's deep, right? Utah is going to be another one. I bet that's going to be
Vermont, huh?
My bad. Don't care about Vermont.
Utah, Trump by a
damn. Plus 12, plus 12, plus 7, plus 8, plus 12, plus 18.
So he's up by how much? 51.9%? Or, oh no, right there.
He's up plus
9 point.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that he's up.
Yeah, you ain't touching him, Biden.
No. Okay, so let's go Michigan, because Michigan was last week
let's see the Michigan
to
one.
Keep Trump on their ballot, right? Where's Michigan?
Right there.
Right there.
Look
Biden's
at all
up
those
5.
dots.
Is Biden up 5? Yeah, Biden's up about 5.
Okay. So there's still a chance, though, that could flip.
Well, think about it this way, right? How in 2016 polling was way off. 2020 polling was way off. 2022 polling was actually kind of on, and I don't know why that was. There should have been a red wave.
There should have been,
but there wasn't.
Wonder why.
Don't know why. I'm not going to speculate, but it was just really interesting.
Will speculate.
It didn't come to fruition. That's all that matters. It did not come to fruition. They barely got the House back, and they lost the Senate, or didn't even make around in the Senate. So
yeah, Democrats did a good job on that.
Okay, so now let's go to the new one that just kicked Trump off their ballot.
Let's see.
Maine again.
Something
Biden plus 21.
On, 50-50.
50-50 on the change research, plus 1 to Biden, plus 12, plus 14, plus 17, right?
Something's going on.
So it's really interesting that you can see like a huge variety or a huge change in here. It has to come with who they sample,
3,
right?
Plus 19.
Like, look at 549 sampled. 1,000 sampled. 1,300 sampled.
Oh, that's okay.
Right?
So they did a survey.
Yeah, it's just a survey. It's not everyone's actually doing these, right?
I just figured there'd be more of that.
No.
You know what I mean? More samples or collections or whatever.
No, there's a way to figure out whether or not your poll size is going to be representative. There's mathematical equations to figure it out.
And that was for 2020.
Polls ending 2020. Oh, my Lanta. Have we been looking at 2020?
We were looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, my bad.
That's it. You're fired.
I am.
Leave your keys at the door.
Well, still, it's still the same, plus 11.
Yeah, it's still the same shit.
So now let's go back and just double check Michigan.
I'm going to go right there. Oh, shit.
Trump's up in Michigan. Okay.
Oh, damn.
So it's just interesting.
That is very interesting.
So Maine is the next one, the following Colorado suit to kick Biden or Trump off the primary ballot.
Okay.
Which also is going to apply to the general. So I'm assuming, I haven't read if there's going to be any appeals on that one. I'm assuming it will be, or it might just get rolled into the one appeal like, hey, the states cannot kick someone off if they've met the qualifications for the party.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, but at the same time, it's very possible that the Supreme Court says, hey, this is an independent business, and the state has a right to determine how the independent business is going to run. But just because you're a part of the Republican Party the Republican Party is an independent entity. It's not a political entity, right? It's not actually governed by the Constitution per se.
I don't know.
So it's going to be interesting on the reasonings and what comes out of there.
Yeah. I don't see it ending well.
No. If the Supreme Court doesn't pick it up and they just say they can do whatever they want, and all the states that hate Trump decide to kick him off, and all the states that love Trump decide to kick Biden off.
Oh yeah, dude, it's going to be a shit show.
Well, especially under the fact that you're fabricating a lie. There was no insurrection.
None.
So the premise of your initial barring is faulty, which makes your entire decision faulty. Which means that you basically open fair game that you can make up anything to kick Biden off in a red state.
Well, didn't Texas say that?
What's that?
Didn't Texas say that if they kick him off, we're kicking Biden off or some shit like that?
I don't think it was Texas, the state, but I'm sure I've heard people say it.
Something like that. I'm not saying that verbatim or anything, but I remember reading something about it, some headline or something.
Yeah. Well, and then what was it? Man, I'm freaking drawing a blank. Oh, the Republican Party in Colorado basically said, hey, if you kick him off, we're not going to do a primary. We're actually just going to do a caucus.
What does that mean?
So the difference between a caucus and a primary.
Yeah, enlighten me, oh wise one.
Let's go. I'm going to screw this up, so let's pull it up. Let's just look here. Let's go to Merriam-Webster. The words primary and caucus are often used to divide in a very similar way, especially when the topic is politics. However, one notable difference between them is the caucus is often used to refer to a group of people who meet to choose candidates, and the primary tends to refer to an election that is held. So rather than opening an election, the primary election, they're just going to say, hey, we're going to meet together and pick our person.
We're going to vote for our
I don't know if that is going to work because, if I'm not mistaken, Colorado's kicking them off the primary and then to the general as well.
I have no idea.
If that happens, though, then they're basically saying that the will of the people doesn't matter. But granted, they've already said that.
They've already done that. And if it sticks, I know a lot of people in Colorado, and there are a lot of Republicans there, at least where I was at. And I don't think if they keep him off the ballot, dude, I think there's going to be a lot of pissed off people in Colorado, and it's going to be some sort of civil unrest.
I don't think it's going to be just Colorado, though.
No.
Right.
And I'm just saying, using this as an example, since that's who we're talking about. I think you're right, and it will be in a lot of places if that happens. It's going to cause civil unrest, and that's not good for our country. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't? I mean, I know why, but it sucks that we are literally what seems like on the brink of another civil war in our country.
I don't even know if I want to classify it as a civil war, though. And the reason why I say that is because it almost feels like we're entering another revolutionary war.
Okay.
Right?
Well, regardless, another war between
factions.
You know what I mean?
Which is the definition of a civil war, right? It almost seems like we're going to have fractionation. Yeah. So national divorce is becoming more and more appealing to me.
Yeah.
How that actually splits into apart, I'm not sure. Like I said, I think I almost could see that basically Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, Utah, Montana, right, I said Montana, North, South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee, basically the Bible Belt area, the Grain Belt, and then the Mountain West, and then the Pacific Northwest, and then the flat plains of the Dakotas.
Yeah,
I could almost see them breaking off and forming not breaking off, staying the United States of America, because those are technically the people in there and the voting habits of them actually more match the Constitution. Then you'll have California, which has a completely bastardized version of the Constitution that is very extreme. Is going to break off and become its own country. I mean, they're the 5th largest GDP in the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, theoretically, they could handle themselves as a country in and of itself.
Go ahead, Newsom. Handle that shit.
Yeah.
See how many people leave that state so fast.
And then you have the Eastern Seaboard, in the coal belt.
Yeah.
That they just have a completely bastardized version of the Constitution as well.
Yeah.
That
you can go do your own thing.
They're basically they want a democracy, so they want the oppression of the majority. So they're going to probably
have it
continue on their path of destroying the norms and traditions, and then you'll end up with the rest of the states kind of going to be like, hey, no, we're so truthfully the Midwest, the Mountain West, Pacific Northwest, and the Bible Belt area, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, all that stuff, will probably stay together and say, hey, you know what, we're actually the true United States of America because we actually respect our Constitution.
Dude.
For the most part. I'm not saying everyone in there has that belief, but that just
I get what you're saying.
Just to be on the
it's just crazy that this is the time we're living in. Never would have I thought when I was a little kid that this was going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's crazy to think about. And now I got to worry about my kids going through it.
Well, I never thought racism was going to be as big of a deal as it did.
Right?
We grew up. It wasn't about the color of the person, right?
No.
Like your friends are your friends are your friends. It doesn't matter what they look like. It
didn't matter who you loved, who you hung out with, any of that shit, man.
But I saw a podcast the other day. I saw a clip of a podcast where this guy was giving an interview, and they were talking about why Eminem could never be the GOAT in rap.
Oh,
right.
I think I've seen this before. Anyways, go ahead.
And I'm just sitting here thinking, that is probably the most racist thing I've ever heard in my life. So basically, what he was, this guy was saying that Eminem, because he's white, cannot be a GOAT in rap because he is not of African culture, not even African American, just an African culture. Which I got to thinking about. I'm just like, well, if you're not from Africa, technically you're not an African culture either.
Yeah.
Right. So that, and then I got to thinking about it. I was like, well, hold on. Golf was invented by a white man.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger Woods can't be a GOAT. If following his logic, right?
Basketball too.
Basketball, white. So Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
Right. These guys aren't GOATs. By your logic, you are segregating people based on their skin rather than their personal achievements. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. LeBron James, I dislike. I don't think he's the GOAT. I understand why people like him.
He's a good basketball player.
He can body a motherfucker, right? So, but to me, that argument is just so asinine. It's like you literally live in a bubble.
Or divisive.
It is divisive. Tiger Woods is the best golfer of all time. You want to take that? You want to strip his title away from him because you're so ignorant and racist that you can't just recognize that people can be great for their accomplishments?
Yeah, right. Why does it have to go back to color of skin? You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't. Exactly. That's what I was taught when I was a kid. It didn't matter your color of skin.
No, because
it was the content of your character. Yeah, everybody, like, and when I was growing up, dude, I lived in a black neighborhood when I lived in Colorado, in Aurora, Montbello, technically. You know what I mean? Like, I never saw like that. I was a minority.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was more colored, black people and Mexicans in that area than anything. I had one white friend in that whole school, and it was just us that hung out. You know, and that's crazy, dude. That like things have just changed so much.
So I like the argument that the progressive left is not actually progressive. The progressive left is actually regressive. They are reverting back to the time of segregation, of Jim Crow. They care more about identity politics. That's why you see these only black dorms on college campuses. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I didn't think that was possible. Yeah. Isn't that a civil rights violation?
I mean,
didn't Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks fight for so long to make sure everyone was going to be treated equal? Yeah. For you guys to stomp on that?
Just turn around and then do it again.
And then if you disagree with it, you're the racist.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
It's what so ass backwards, man.
It's like we live in a freaking alternate reality.
It's the fucking Twilight Zone for real.
Oh. But then I got to thinking about like the Mandela effect, right?
Oh shit!
You've talked to me about this shit before.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, is it really the Mandela effect, or did we like did like the Hadron Collider back in 2016 when it turned on, literally freaking rip the space-time continuum apart, and we skipped to an alternate reality that's so close to ours, but we're just slightly different. So that's why we think that we think we remember when we were kids or no longer apply today.
That's what they say.
I don't freaking know, but all I know is it's weird.
It's fucked up, dude. It's so completely asinine right now.
Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
No, that was a good one. I like it when you do that.
Oh, God.
That was a good one.
It wasn't a...
Nah, see, I can't hear none of that.
I know.
Remember, and I'm kind of glad, because you push those buttons. Wait, I'm just kidding. You don't.
I pushed it one time, and we've been on for like, what, an hour now?
No, you're fine, buddy. I'm just...
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah, I love conspiracies, and I think the best one is the Hadron
Collider.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So,
anyways,
well, we were gonna do this. Whoever was involved in the chat, and y'all didn't join us.
Nobody. I shared it on Facebook.
People, you were supposed to join us. So how do you want to do this? Since we didn't,
I guess we don't have to do that.
You want to say, hey, you guys didn't join, so we are canceling the giveaway, or are you wanting to just say, hey, you know what? Let's pick one of our fans that are subscribed that has it public, and do one giveaway of a T-shirt. I'm gonna leave this on your ball court. Void's gonna decide, guys.
Hang on, I'm sharing it again. Trying to, anyways. Nobody gives a shit anymore. I don't know. We'll give it another 5 minutes, and if nothing happens, then I mean, why?
Hey, bro.
Huh?
Can you have him turn that off? It's getting hot down
here.
I cranked it up.
Turn the air off.
I cranked it. It was cold in here when.
No, you're fine, buddy. Yeah, let's just give 5 more minutes, and if we don't have anybody jump in or anything like that, let's just. Call it.
Yeah. Works for me. What do you want to go over?
Huh?
What do you want to go over?
I don't know.
Anything catching your fancy? Okay. I got a question for you.
What?
Come on, man. Come on.
What?
You're like, well, I don't want to answer this. Okay, Final Destination. We've seen Final Destination, right? I'm going to ask this, right? What is the best death scene?
I don't remember all of them.
Well, which is obviously your best one's going to be the one that sticks with you, right?
Probably. Do you remember when that kid goes to the dentist in like the second one? Okay. Second or third one, I can't remember. And like he almost dies in the chair, but he lives, and then like he comes out of the dentist office in the big piece of glass. Boom. That's the one I can remember.
Okay, so that is actually my favorite death one as well.
Yeah, I thought that was so ironic. I was like,
well, it's so ironic, but at the time that was put out, like you could pause the frames and you could actually see the backbone and shit.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, that was by far the best one. My second favorite is actually when the lady. It's something about the survival and then the death that makes it even better, right? So you remember? I can't. Which one was it? Was it the third one? They were driving. They get in a car accident. And
there's quite a few driving things.
So they're driving, they spin out, they get in an accident, they crash into like a hay bale or some like rebar, and like a broken irrigation pipe comes through the freaking thing and misses the girl's head, like bam, right here.
Okay.
And then she's chatting and she's waiting for the rescuers to get her out, and she lights up a cigarette. And then
car blows up.
And then they freaking jam in the jaws of life, and the airbag deploys, and her head slams back into the pipe, and the cigarette ash drops down into the gasoline, and that like follows the trail of fire and ends up blowing up somebody else.
Oh man, that's so fucked up.
So bad.
Those movies were so. I remember when they first came out, they were like the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they like went to like where you could do the 3D.
Yeah.
I remember all that shit. That was pretty cool.
Oh gosh, yeah, I like Final Destination. I've always
I like the movies. I just haven't seen. I think the last two. I don't know. There's so many of them. But
excuse me. Ooh, excuse me again, man. That's gross.
Nasty.
Give us a like, drop us a share, or leave us a like, drop us a comment, give us a share if you like what we do. And then I would love to know the comment as to whether or not you want to actually see us build a go bag from scratch.
Bug out bag.
Yeah, bug out bag, go bag.
Go bag, same shit. Yeah. I was just trying something new, man.
Yeah.
And, that's what I do with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I do with my boy. I try to teach him. Because I grew up in the city. You know, I didn't grow up learning how to fish or all that kind of stuff. Like, I know how to fish, don't get me wrong. But so whenever I try to, like, learn a new skill or something like that, I think should be imparted wisdom on my son. You know what I mean? Like, I try to take it as serious as possible. And, like I try to teach him how to work on cars, how to fix his bike. You know what I mean? Or, hey, if, shit hits the fan, we're prepared, just stuff like that. Just something I feel like a growing man should learn. And some of the stuff I don't even know. So it's really cool because we do it together. We learn together. You know what I mean? Just builds that much more of a good relationship between us. Excuse me.
Yeah. I get it. Cool.
Anyways.
Doesn't look like we got anyone joining.
No, it's all good.
What do you want to do?
Just call it, man.
You want to call it? And pause the giveaway? Don't even do it?
Yeah. Pause the giveaway. We'll
try it again. In January?
Next week, yeah, whenever.
Last week of January. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that set up real quick.
So.
Hold on. January 28th.
28th.
4 weeks from today.
All right, January 28th.
We'll give this another
try
shot.
to do the giveaway again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Yep. Join us. You got to join us. You got to comment. You got to like. You got to get involved here.
Yep. Anyways, you guys have a good one.
Peace. Thank you for watching. Please give us a like, share, and subscribe. Till then, peace.